this?
I absolutely do. This is fabulous. Thank you for bringing one for me.
Oh, it's fun, isn't it?
It is fun. So we're talking about candy corn, but this is
Yeah.
not candy corn. So if you
This
don't like,
is not, if you don't like, and you know what's interesting, either you love it or you hate it.
yes, I love it.
And I love it too. Okay, don't have a bowl of sugar because it just, anyway, but these are meringues. We've done meringues before, chocolate meringues, coconut meringues. These are just plain meringues that you color to make look like candy corn.
Oh, that's so
Yeah,
fun.
and
All right.
so while I'm doing this, I'm going to kind of throw in some tips for baking because this officially begins the baking season.
Yes.
We start now, and then we go through Thanksgiving and through Christmas, and then in January we all diet.
So feast now.
Feast now. So when it comes to baking, you have to use eggs, and my suggestion is to use your very freshest eggs because they make things rise
Yes.
really well. Now, to begin with, when you're doing meringues, you need to crack some eggs,
Okay.
and you need to separate them so that the whites are absolutely, totally separate from the yolks.
Yes.
You can do it like this.
You gave me a fun little gadget.
Yeah, and that works really
Yeah.
nicely. And but if you happen to get any yolk in here at all, just make scrambled eggs with it. Start again.
And start over.
Yeah, and
Right.
don't, and whatever you do, just make sure that you're not going to use, because they won't whip up.
Okay.
Okay, the tip is also to use A, very fresh eggs, and B, separate them when they're cold.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but when you want to use them, they need to be room temperature, so I'm putting them into a bowl of hot water right here.
Oh,
And
okay.
that will, within 10 minutes, bring them to the room
Room temperature,
temperature.
okay.
So I've got a bunch of them here, a bunch of egg whites here. This recipe calls for 5 egg whites.
Okay.
Okay, so that goes in here. Then you may say to me, what do I do with all those yolks? An idea is just to throw them into your scrambled eggs or your quiche or whatever else, or you can freeze them. Take the yolks, and every refrigerator that you buy comes with one of these,
Yeah.
which I suggest to either throw away or save them for popsicles or something. Don't keep your eggs in those.
Okay.
And the reason is air is going to go over them, they're going to age in the refrigerator, they're going to absorb odors, and then you have no date on the carton. You don't know which
Right,
are
right.
older or fresher.
That's a
So use this, just slide some plastic in here like that, and then
What is it,
put your
Halloween?
extra yolk in here
Tomorrow.
And then you could save it for later.
and save it, put it in the freezer.
Did you freeze that?
Freeze
Oh,
it, put a little salt or sugar on the yolks or the whites, just leave them plain.
And then you can use them.
You cover them up, put them in the refrigerator. No, for the next time you need yolks.
Oh, all right.
There you go. Then you've got it. You just pop it out. It comes out very
Yeah.
easily. So that's a really good tip. Okay.
Okay.
So I've got the whites in here.
Mhm.
Now, if you have a stand mixer, this is the time to use it. If you don't and you have a little hand mixer, you're going to stand there for 10 minutes. And that's, just know that that's what's going to happen.
Okay.
Because the egg whites go in here and you start to move it around slowly. And then you add cream of tartar. Cream of tartar is a stabilizer. It helps the whites stay nice and stiff. Did you see how I did this? I
Yeah.
screwed this in here and I scraped it across the top because I wanted to get the exact right amount.
Okay. And that was how much
A
again?
fourth of a teaspoon of cream of tartar.
Okay.
Check your dates, make sure the date is not 5 years old.
Yeah, that's
If it's a year old, no worries. If it's 5 years old, get another thing.
probably 5 years old.
Okay. And then it calls for a pinch. That's a pinch.
Okay.
Okay. Of salt.
Okay.
Of salt. So that's going. Now, what you do is you measure out 1.5 cups of sugar. What I do is I always add a little bit more than I need, and then I level off with a straight edge. Don't get a knife that's crooked, get a knife that's straight. And then there you have 1.5 cups that you put in a little bit at a time, and then before you know it, you're going to have this mixture that's really full and
And
firm,
fluffy, right?
and looks an awful lot like Cool Whip or
Yeah,
whipping cream.
okay.
Okay, once that's done, I'm going to just turn this off.
Okay.
Once that's done, what you do is you put the meringue into 3 bowls. Here. Oh, one more thing. At the end, you're going to add a little bit of vanilla to it.
Okay.
About 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. And if you have really dark brown vanilla, maybe skip it.
Oh,
Because
okay.
you don't want to add any color to
Okay,
it.
'cause you
this
want
is
the different- 3 different colors.
You,
That makes
you don't
sense.
want it to be a tint like that.
Okay.
So I've left some of it white, some of it orange, and some of it yellow.
That's fun.
Okay,
Okay.
so that's what there is. And I've used gel coloring.
Okay.
You can get gel coloring at a bakery shop or at some grocery stores they have it too. Not liquid, because then that would make it more liquid. You don't
Okay.
have that.
Right.
Okay.
Fluffy. Okay.
So then I put them into some bags like this, and you can get these bags that are not Ziploc bags. They're just bags that are plastic bags. They're sold in the same section. And to begin with, you put it in the bag in the corner, push it to the point, and then you cut it off. And this is your
And then you
bottom.
make your base, okay,
right?
and then you just keep on
And then you
stacking.
just do a little bit of orange,
Mhm.
and then a tiny bit of white. And this
Okay.
recipe will make about 3 dozen of these.
And so do we bake them then after
They,
this?
yes, they bake at a very, very low oven. The temperature, I think, is 175 degrees.
Okay.
175 degrees.
Yeah.
And you bake it in there about an hour after you've baked it, put it in the opposite way, and then you just leave it there. Then you turn off the oven after a couple of hours, and you just leave it for hours and hours and hours. And what it does is it dries them out. Store them in a tin, and anything you use actually bake. Store in a tin. You can freeze them, and they're just. Would you like to try one?
Yes, I would.
Yeah.
I'd like to try one.
Look at that, they're so fun.
They're so fun, and the nice thing about these is that they have.
I'm glad I'm
Yeah,
connected to the star.
They kind of just fall apart in your
They do.
mouth. Yeah,
And they're very sweet.
they're very sweet. Yes, they are. But there's no
Kids will like that.
gluten and there's
Should
no
have
fat
known
in
it.
them.
Should
I
have
love
brought
it.
some
So if you're
home
looking for a
for you.
gluten-free,
Yeah.
fat-free dessert, these are it.
And they look great, of course. And of course, we're gonna put them on our website at wdbj7.com, but you can go to virginiaeggcouncil.org.
Oh, one more thing. Yes, you do have a mixer. If you're
Yeah.
using a hand mixer, if it has one of these attachments, a whisk attachment,
Yeah.
this is the time to do it because you really want a lot of air.
You want it
So-
fluffy.
Yeah. If not, it might take a little bit longer.
Pro tips from Mary, we love it. All right, thank you. And we'll be right back. Cheers, that's so fun. Your vote in Virginia.